Hi everyone, and welcome to the weekly live yoga business training and coaching session with me, Kelly McHugh. I'm the founder of Digital Yoga Academy, and I'm here every week to deliver a training and coaching session to you all here on Instagram and also over on Facebook, on the Facebook Digital Yoga Academy page, and also in our Facebook group. And if you're not in our group yet, please come and join us. It's a private Facebook community over on Facebook, and it's called Yoga Teacher Marketing Community Digital Yoga Academy. Okay, so go over to Facebook, join us there. There are 8,000 yoga teachers in this incredible community, and we are there and ready to say hello to you and welcome you into the group. And it's a really great place to get support as a yoga teacher. You know, maybe you're a new yoga teacher coming into the industry, trying to find your way, or perhaps you've been teaching for some time and you need some support navigating the digital world and, you know, creating your community online. So we are there for you over in that Facebook group. So come and join us there. So every week on a Tuesday at 11 a.m. London time, I am here, and I come live to you every week to talk about a specific topic of interest, so a marketing or a business topic. And today what I'm sharing with you today is actually I'm sharing 7 important business tips for new yoga teachers. And it's actually based on a blog post that was created and written by a yoga teacher who's based here in the UK, and she's in our community. Her name is Leanne Cordingley, and Leanne very kindly created a blog post, which is the most recent blog post on the Digital Yoga Academy blog. So if you head over to digitalyogacademy.com and go to the blog section, you will find Leanne's article there. And Leanne created this article, and it's called 7 Important Business Tips for New Yoga Teachers. And I think what she shares with you in this article is really, really important stuff, and some really nice little reminders, not just for yoga teachers, but for all of us, I guess. And so I wanted to share these with you today, and just to talk around them and to add some more insight to what Leanne has shared on the blog as well. Okay, so the way Leanne kicks it off is she says, in what seems to be a sea of yoga teachers with fancy websites and huge Instagram followings showing off perfect handstands on the beach, it can be easy to feel like you're not good enough, especially when you're a new yoga teacher. So can you relate with that? Can you relate with that feeling of feeling like you're not good enough? Because there are so many other yoga teachers out there, and you just don't really know, you know, where you sit in this sea of other yoga teachers. And the thing that I always say, you know, when I speak with yoga teachers, or to yoga teachers that are in my coaching program, who come to me and sort of say, oh, you know, I don't feel like I can stand out. How do I stand out? It's that you're unique. You know, as a yoga teacher, you're unique, and what you have to share and your teachings is totally unique. And, you know, people that come to my yoga class won't necessarily go to, you know, another yoga teacher's class, and people who go to your class won't necessarily come to my class, because our styles of teaching are different. The way we share our yoga is completely different. And I think as long as you spend time, you know, tapping into what is unique about you as a teacher, and you spend time working on finding your niche and who your ideal student is, and how you can, you know, market yourself to your ideal student, then it doesn't really matter about what anybody else is doing, because there are a lot of people out there. There are a lot of people out there in this world who are yet to discover yoga and could be the perfect ideal student for you. So, you know, when you feel like you're not good enough, or you feel like it's going to be just such a big task to even try to stand out, I want you just to come back to that, and just to come back to that that knowing that, you know, what you have to share is what is worthwhile, and you have a lot to share. Okay, and just focus on that and focus on finding your ideal students. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to say before we move into these 7 tips. So the first tip that Leanne shares with you is number 1, and she says, start thinking of being a new yoga teacher as having a yoga business. Okay, so start seeing yourself as a yoga teacher as this is a business, as being a founder and being an entrepreneur. You know, you are, as a yoga teacher, you are essentially, well, you're self-employed, because the majority of us aren't employed by a studio, you know, so it's up to you to find the work within studios, or to set up your own classes. I mean, that's the route that I took with my other business, which is called Good Yoga Life, and it's based in London. And I set up my own classes. So essentially I'm setting up my own business, and the same applies, you know. You need to start seeing yourself as the founder, the CEO of a business. And, you know, with that comes all of the hats that a business owner has to wear, you know, whether that's your admin, the financial side of things. And I think quite often we don't really see ourselves as that, or we're afraid maybe to see ourselves as that. And one of the things that Leanne shares in the article, she says that she owned a successful business in a completely different field prior to becoming a yoga teacher. And in the early days, she didn't want to think of teaching yoga as being a business. And, you know, she says, I love what I do, I love sharing it, and business just felt like a dirty word. And then she goes on to say, but here's the deal, it's an exchange of energy, currency in exchange for your knowledge. Okay, if you're receiving money for a service you provide as a new yoga teacher, regardless of how much money you receive, you're running a business. So it's really about, you know, altering your mindset and starting to see yourself as a business, and not thinking of the words business or money as being, you know, dirty words, as she says. So, you know, you are a yoga entrepreneur. You need to start owning that title. And start thinking like a business owner. Okay, and you know, that might mean that you need to go and do some business training, because many of us, we come into this space, or we come into the industry wanting to become a yoga teacher, and we don't have those essential business and marketing skills. And you know, I'm fortunate enough that I came from a strong business background before I became a yoga teacher, before I set up Good Yoga Life, and before I set up Digital Yoga Academy. And that's why I'm doing this now, is because I recognize there are so many yoga teachers out there that don't have these skills, and I'm really passionate about teaching you guys to think like a business owner, and to you know, to learn the essential skills that you need to really drive your business forward, and to grow your community online, and to have success teaching yoga. That's what I really want for you. I want you to have success. Okay, so I hope that gives you a little nugget there of, let's have a look, see who's watching on Facebook. Hey Joe, hey, and Eliza, hey guys, thank you for joining me on Facebook there. Yeah, so Joe says, so many hats, but I do forget, so thanks for that reminder. Yeah, so there you go. So we'll move on. So if you're just joining me, I'm actually sharing with you an article that's recently been written by one of the lovely yoga teachers in our community. Her name is Leanne Cordingley, and she created a blog post which is now on the Digital Yoga Academy blog. It's called 7 Important Business Tips for New Yoga Teachers, but I believe this is for all yoga teachers. The first one was to start thinking like a business owner, and the second one is to separate your personal and business interactions. Okay, so she talks about you know, keeping your business business and your personal. And I think one of the ways that we can trip up with this is by using our Facebook profile, which we have all of our friends and family on, using our Facebook profile to promote our yoga business, because that can really start to blur the lines a little bit. And what you really want to do is you want to make sure that you've got a business page on Facebook for your yoga business, so that you can share all of the wonderful things you're doing with your yoga classes and any events and retreats that you're running. You can share those with the people that are really interested in that, because not everybody who you're friends with or your family are necessarily going to be interested or you know, will want to come to the things that you're doing in the yoga space. So it's much better to keep those things separate. And there are lots of other reasons why you should have a Facebook business page. I'm not going to go into that today. I have actually done a previous, I did actually do a previous Facebook Live. Bear with me one second. It looks like I've just